Hello, and welcome to my playthrough for Castlevania Symphony of the Night. This is an amazing game if you've never played it. It is one of the pinnacles of the Metroidvania genre. Obviously, Castlevania is half of the defining factor of that genre. This is my favorite of all the Castlevanias that I've played, which admittedly is not many. I played the original Castlevania on the Nintendo, but never beat it. I played Castlevania 2, definitely beat that one, Simon's Quest. Never played 3. I played Super Castlevania on the Super Nintendo, but I definitely never beat that one. I remember being stuck at some point, and I was never able to go back and finish it, and then my video game got stolen while I was in college, so I never had a chance to try and finish it. But I know I was not at the end, and I never beat it, so maybe one of these days I'll go back and try it again. But I never played any of the other Castlevanias after that, until Somebody's Lament or something like that, I think I played, and then this one. Originally I played this, my brother had the PlayStation disc and some sort of app on his PC that let him play it on his computer, but I think the sound was messed up for him, so I don't think he was ever able to fully appreciate the Symphony soundtrack for this game that defines the name. It really earned Symphony of the Night. And so I borrowed the disc from him at one point to play on my PS2, and I don't think I ever gave it back to him, so if you're watching this, we can talk. But fortunately, they also released this on the Xbox, in the arcade or Game Pass or whatever it is, and so this is played on my Xbox. So I guess I don't need the disc anymore. If you want it back, we can talk. Anyway, but some very slight differences between this and the version that I played. Not necessarily in the controls. There's a couple of visual differences, really. Like, this menu is not the one on the PlayStation. The performance of this one is much better. There were a few places and a few particular enemies where the PS version lagged horribly. And when I've played through this in the past on the Xbox, I was very happy to see that it was not the case on those bad guys. I had just come to expect it. I was sort of surprised when it didn't happen. When I've played through this a few times over the years, and I typically beat it with full percentage cleared. The endings you can get in this game are determined by two main factors, as I understand it. There's one major plot development, and then how much of the castle you have explored. And if you've maxed out a particular area, then you get a good ending, and if you haven't, then you get a less good ending. And if you've done the plot development, you get a good ending or a potential for the best ending, or you get the worst ending if you haven't done that. So there's some options there. I will not be showcasing all of the endings, but I'll describe them when the time comes. And so the soundtrack for this game is awesome. The hard part is going to be trying to balance my voice coming through loud enough so you can clearly understand me, and letting the game's music come through in the background. So there will be times where I just shut up for a while to let the music play through, because I have to keep my microphone audio high enough. So without further ado, let's get into the game. Symphony of the Night. It's my last game. I'm 0.1% off of an achievement, and I cannot find the last room that I'm missing. I've been over the map, fine-tooth comb. I was actually missing 2 rooms. I just found one before doing this playthrough while I was thinking about it. Found one room, cannot find the other one. So the game starts where a different Castlevania apparently ends. I never played this one, obviously, so I really don't know who Richter is. But there's also an achievement for you can play through if you name yourself Richter, I believe. You can play through the full Castlevania game as Richter Belmont. And there's an achievement for completing the full game as Richter. Yep. I've never done that. I don't know that I ever will. It's not high on my list of things to do. But it's there. There's another one where you can play through the game as an Axe Knight, a bad guy that we'll see later on. Again, never done it. Have no plans to do it. There's a whole bunch of treasure up there you can get that makes absolutely no difference whatsoever, because you can't really do anything with it. But we come in here and we fight Dracula.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by
Shaft,
who wished to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Sort of a dim view on religion there, Vlad. Which, if you've paid attention to the game series, I guess he has a justifiably dim view on religion.
A miserable little pile
The dude's got a
of
past.
secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
There's also an achievement for beating him here without getting hit. I swear I did it on the PS, but there was an achievement there, but I'm pretty sure I've beaten this at least once without getting hit. But yeah, it's not easy. I do not want the bottle. Let's see if I can do this, how well I can get here. So far, so good. It won't last. He's low, two-thirds down. Couple more rounds of that. One more shot should take care of him. Whoa, no, not on top of me, dude. There we go. And here we go. Hold on just a... There we go, I'm hit. There's that achievement out the door. But... But never fear if you get hit and die here, because if you run out of health, you get animal power-ups. And then you get to go Super Saiyan on him. And you are invincible.
This cannot be!
And there's Vlad dead. End of the game. Good job. Glad you joined me. Thank you. It was Richter Belmont, the legendary vampire hunter, who succeeded in finally ending the menace of Count Dracula, the lord of the vampires who had been brought back from the grave by the dark priest, Shaft. How dare you, Samuel L. Jackson? However, one night 4 years later, under the glare of a full moon, Richter mysteriously vanished. With no idea of where to begin her search, Maria Renard set out to look for him. It was then that fate intervened. Castlevania, the castle of Dracula, which is rumored to appear once every century, suddenly materialized from out of the mist as if to show her the way. Meanwhile, powerful forces were struggling for the soul of a man named Alucard. The very same Alucard who had teamed up with Trevor Belmont to battle his immortal father, Count Vlad Tepes Dracula. Alucard, in order to purge the world of his accursed bloodline, had submerged his vampiric powers and entered into what was supposed to be an eternal slumber. But now he's awake and aware of the evil once again at work in his homeland. Which I think that was the end of Castlevania 3, was with Alucard and how he ended things. The time has once again come for the forces of good and evil to engage in their ancient battle. Dracula's castle beckons for you, and no man can say who shall reemerge victorious. And while this intro plays, I will be right back. Alright, loading in. So, we have Alucard here, which, not a big secret of the series, if you spell his name backwards. So at this point, very briefly, I like to do a quick level up, or two, possibly three, because it's easy to do right here. Quick in and out, and the wolf here is worth enough XP that you can quickly gain a couple levels, give yourself a brief leg up. There we go. The slide back ability here. Or also, because of the sword that I have, which is the Alucard sword, shield, the dragon helm, mail, twilight cloak, and the necklace of J. Different weapons in this game can give you different abilities if you know the key combo, which for anybody who's ever played Street Fighter is not working for me right now. Hold on. Fireball. Not as easy on this controller for some reason. I don't know why. I've had better success on the PlayStation controller than with this Xbox controller, and the best success with the Super Nintendo controller. Is that 2 levels or 3? I'm now level 3. One more and is where I usually cap it. Playing Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo back in the day, I was decent at throwing fireballs. My brother was the best at it, though. He was very good at that game, unfortunately. But you quick in and out. Only takes a couple of minutes at most. Again, these guys are worth enough XP that this works, but very quickly they're not worth enough to keep going beyond level 4 or so. Let's try it again. There we go. Good practice. So that the down, diagonal, forward, and forward is the control there for those of you who did not grow up playing Street Fighter. And there are a few weapons that have special abilities like that. And I think that's the basic command for all of them. I can't think of any offhand that have a different button command. Now when you notice at the beginning here, when you break the little candle things, nothing comes out of them yet. The ghoul things are not worth any XP at all. Not worth taking time to stop and kill unless they get in your way like that. Roars, bats, pick up a pot roast. Almost random sort of items to just find sitting around in a giant evil castle. I picked up a pot roast. In a second, I think I'm going to get a turkey. Fully roasted. Look at that. There's a turkey. Thanksgiving's on me. Now, the background in this scene is more important than you think.
What is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
And the existence of this character.
Mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again. What?
And death just sort of off. And the background is now just normal stormy sky. So now you have nothing. He took all your cool stuff, and you basically just get to go punch. You're still Alucard, you still have a cool looking cloak, you just don't look nearly as cool as you did 10 seconds before. Punch it. Okay. As soon as you pick up anything at this point, immediately equip it. So, the game's very good about fixing. Dead end, can't get there. The game very quick. The first guy you fight there always drops a short sword. This guy always drops a red rust, which is a terrible sword. And they give you a save game right here, which, come on, any involvement of a D20, fan of that. Save in your coffin and move on. And see, now this guy's gone because you have red rust. There's no need for him to be there anymore. So there's very rarely there's a couple of things like that where they'll show up where Cube of Zoe. Now I get items when I break torches. So slowly but surely, Alucard will regain his powers. Another staple of the Metroidvania playstyle, more in the Metroids than the Castlevania part, where normally when you're playing as a Belmont, you didn't start with strong and lose it. Hit the trigger, and the spikes go down. When you're playing as Simon, or any Belmont, I guess, you power up as you go. You don't start strong and then lose your powers like Alucard here did. That's usually what happens to Samus. I was going to get hit. In Metroids, in a lot of the games, is that she has her powers and then loses them. Now what you're supposed to do here is climb up and go to the right, which we're going to do anyway. Step on the button here and that elevator goes up. So you got to find a way to pull that off. The only reason I'm bothering to go up here now is for the save. But you're also supposed to go up here and sneak past these red skeletons and go up and left. I don't like going that way. Alright, take the hit here. Whoop-de-doo. More than I wanted to get hit. And then I sneak by over there. So you're supposed to come at it from this direction and collapse the spikes to get back. So red rust, two-handed sword that is lower attack power than my little rinky-dink short sword. So, and now we're slowly but surely going to gain better weapons and armor as we play through the game. That's an Axe Knight. I think when you enter the right name as your character name, you can play through as an Axe Knight. You cannot get very far because he's a terrible playing style. There's daggers, the first of the items in the game that you can pick up, and my favorite of them. There's very, very rarely do I not want my daggers equipped. Life max, so now we're at 78 instead of 73. And we have not yet hit heart max, but we're going to get a heart up in a minute. This castle is full of secret passages, some of which are more obvious than others. Heart max up. So it's 5 more hearts for each one of those you get. And I want to make sure I've got max hearts before I go fight the first boss. I'll need them. I don't know what my max is, though, yet. Lower the spikes, get past Mr. Poison Jerk here. See, they can throw low, and if you're right next to him, it's very difficult to duck. I was hoping to kill him before that he got that off. But we just move this over here. Ow. Ow. Did not play that very well, did I? Sneak up here. And I'm flashing interesting colors because I'm poisoned. And at this point, I don't have a way of counteracting that. See in here, if I had an antidote, I would equip the antidote and then use it, and that would get rid of the poison. Being poisoned is not the end of the world, not really that big of a deal. Alright, we're at max hearts. Come on. Oh, yeah. No, okay, I'm poisoned. I'm doing crap damage. Why is he not dead? I forgot. That's what poison does. It kills your offense. Don't hit me with poison. Bloody hell. Alright, well. Yeah, not a big deal. There's save places all over the place. It's not that hard to get to one when you're low on health, usually. Alright, we are coming up on the first boss. This is an axe. If you don't want to get the axe, like I don't want to, don't touch it because it's hard to get your regular item back. Come in here, the door closes behind us, and... Hello there. My sword does more damage, so when I try and sneak in those hits when I can. He has now lost his spear, oh darn. Ah! Did better last time I played this, that's for sure. Okay, he won. Nope, he's not down yet. Okay, you know what? Now one down. And that's why I like daggers. Alright. You will see me checking the map quite frequently to make sure that I explore all the little corners as often as I can, because it's a lot easier to explore those percentages of the castle your first time through wherever possible, rather than when having to go back and circle through and to try and find a missing percentage point of a map, or a fraction of a percentage point, really. Each room is worth like 0.1% or something like that at most. So we come here and we go down the elevator. Now this wraps around back to down by that save point just below me. There's an item along the way. But I don't like to go that way. Come in here. Get some cool sunglasses, because nothing says cool vampire like sunglasses. Do 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 do. Shoot the cannon. Picked up another sword, but it's worse than the one I have. So now here we are. There's that elevator that raised when you stepped on the button. So that's we are back to where we started in this area. But I don't like to go back up and around the long way. I like to look cool posting here with my cloak, going up the elevator. And I need to refresh my hearts as I go. Not too worried about it, because right here, now the save point. I only lost 2 hearts there. Probably don't need to save even, but it's actually fast. It takes less time to not save, but I find it more annoying to click through over to no, to tell it to heal me but not save, than to just let it do it. And you know, you never know when I might make a mistake, and that'll be the time I die and need to save. Alright, one of these, I think it's this one. One of these 2 is it. Not you. There, that's the one I don't want. Gem, cool item, has its uses. There's one particular boss later on that I'll fight that I want it on. But there yet. Oh, oh, there's way too much going on in this room. So you think maybe he's gonna attack low because you're standing right in front of him. The hardest part really is to not be stuck in an attack animation. Ah! Whew, that was lucky. When he decides to do another attack on you. That's the easiest way to get hit by him there, is to be stuck in the middle of an attack. Alucard likes to pose a little bit. Does not recover from sword swings as quick as I'd like sometimes. But to be stuck in the middle of an attack animation when he decides to throw an axe at you and you're stuck. You can't avoid it. So if you know, when we changed sections, the whole background of the map changes, and there's always these little rooms in between where you see a CD symbol up the top. It means we're changing discs in the jukebox, apparently. Loading screen. So the background changes, and the music changes. Bottle, not my favorite item. Obviously, because I already said the daggers was. I almost got hit by that axe. Run, 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 run. Hoop! Alright, now save point, which I don't need. But again, it only takes a couple seconds. But it's not hard when you only have, low health, 85-ish health, and things are dishing out damage to you every now and then with an odd hit. It's easier than you think to find yourself low on health. And so I have never found it a bad idea to save when you have the option. I mean, alright, we're max heart. Oh, we're not at max hearts anymore. Now we are. Drop down. Very easier to kill on the way back up. So I actually played through this a little bit earlier when I'm trying to start recording this, and the sound was messed up. So my voice was way louder than the rest of the game, and I couldn't really showcase the sound of the music, which was kind of criminal. So I restarted the playthrough for this, and I don't know why I'm bothering to get things. I don't need anything but money. And so there were times where I was higher level or had slightly more damage than what I'm doing now. I've also played through this game lots of times, and so I get a little confused about how much damage it takes to kill some things. Like, I swear, last time I came through I was doing 6 against him, but unfortunately, daggers don't do much to him. They only do 1 per hit, and that's a waste of daggers. But he's decent XP, so it's worth. Man, I'm taking more hits here than I did last time, that's for sure. But yeah, see, 1 hit, and that was 12 hit points. Got hit again, there's another, and so it's easy to suddenly run low on life at this point. Alright, running away from the little ghosty things. They don't do much damage, they just get in the way and they're annoying. I swear in the PlayStation version of that, you used to be able to just walk. And as long as you didn't stop, you wouldn't get hit by those stupid things. But now we're going to need daggers again, just because... that fight's a heck of a lot easier when you can just do that. Let me restore. The daggers are lower damage than what a lot of the other items can do. Real fast, this is the bottle. Look at that, it makes flames. No distance on it whatsoever, and if they're not standing right in front of you, bottle does you no good. So here's another one of those shortcuts like that cannon we shot off earlier. Now we lower this wall, and now we have a shortcut. And there's a save room back here again, so since now I actually am missing health, and I'm going to cut the video here just to try and keep these a little bit short, so please come back and join me for the rest of the playthrough, and leave a like on the video. Hope everybody's having a good day. Bye.